Welcome back, children. Today we are going to discuss and I'm going to summarize yet another poem from your book, Dear March Come In. This is a poem written by Emily Dickinson, and this is a poem that's reflecting the idea of the poetess, and it expresses the emotions of the poetess. And when we just read it, it is full of symbolism. If you just read it, you will understand. She is just greeting the month March with so much of excitement. Why she is so excited? Because March is the only month, and March here, it symbolically, it means her dear one, her lover. Okay, the company of whom she used to really love to be with that person, right? Who was it? It was Charles Wordsworth. It's not Wordsworth, it's Wordsworth. Okay, so they were together for so many years, and the company of Charles used to be a great relief to Emily Dickinson, because she was in isolation for so many years because she was suffering from a nervous disorder, and she was suffering from epilepsy. So people just boycotted her, and she had to be in isolation, and she got the warmth and love only from one person, that is Charles Wordsworth. And when he just took up a job, and she knew that it was wrong to have such kind of relationship with a reverend person. And later on, Charles Wordsworth, he took up a job in the church in California, and he had to leave for California, leaving her alone. So that time period when they were separated, and when she was all alone, aloof from society, from any people, from no one she got any warmth. So she was in complete desperation. So now, this poem is an expression of her emotions when she was alone, when she got separated from her dear one, and when the days she had spent with her loved one. Okay, so that is what she has expressed in this poem, and it is symbolically mentioning that is in a March month. It is symbolically standing for her dear one, as if March month was her friend. Okay, so she's conversing to March month as if how glad it was when we had the time together spent. Okay, and in the beginning paragraph itself, if you just stanza itself, if you just read, you'll understand how glad the poetess is to welcome and to greet back March month, because March month is going to come back. Is she really welcoming and greeting March month? No, actually she is yearning to meet her lover, that is Charles Wordsworth, and he is going to come back. So it was not allowed in those times to reveal or to disclose the emotions that way, that to such a kind of relationship to anyone. So that was a reason why Emily Dickinson, she just expressed her emotions through this poem as if she was welcoming March month. So dear March, here dear March is being personified, which is standing for her loved one. Okay, who is a loved one? Charles Wordsworth. And she had no intimacy with anyone. She was being boycotted as she was suffering from epilepsy. Okay, so in the beginning of the paragraph, if you see, she's greeting March month, and she just explains and summarizes. She narrates how happy she was when they were together. Okay, and she is just welcoming and greeting March month back, and I told you March means her loved one. Okay, so March month, she is just greeting back and welcoming back, and she is saying that she has so many things to share with March, with you. So come up with me upstairs, let us discuss, let us talk a lot. And she doesn't want any kind of disturbances. So in the second paragraph, and she apologizes to her endeared one March. March again is personified. Okay, this is called as personification. Okay, and March is being personified for her lover, or the endeared one, or Charles Wordsworth. So she is greeting in the beginning paragraph. I told you she is narrating that she is yearning to have him back, to have March back, because how happy they were, and he must have walked so long time. That means they were separated for so long time, and now he must be very enough to take rest. So she is addressing March and just saying that she is so excited to have him back, and she has so many things to share with him. So she is asking him and suggesting him or the March month to take rest, because he must have gone a long time without the company of Emily Dickinson. Okay, so that is what she expresses in this poem. And in the second paragraph in the stanza, if you see, she says that, she is apologizing to her lover, saying that, I'm so sorry, I couldn't find out, I couldn't do as you wanted me to find out a good hue. What does mean? Hue means color. How can he wanted her to be happy even in his absence. But that was not achieved. Why? Because she was all alone and she was not finding happiness and that warmth and concern and solicitude from anyone. So she was happy only with Charles. So as she was suffering from an ailment, right? So she was completely desperate. So she says sorry to Charles, saying that, I couldn't just find out any suitable purple here. What is the meaning of purple? Purple here, it stands symbolically for happiness. Okay, for happiness. That is the symbolic meaning of purple. So no other friendship or no other company she could find to fill hue to her life. What is meaning of filling hue? Means to make her life again colorful. Okay, and in the third stanza she is very annoyed. So there is a tangle of emotions in this poem, if you'll find, right? In the first paragraph she is so excited and she describes her glad times with him, and in the second paragraph she is apologizing, saying that, she couldn't find any happiness without him. And in the third stanza she describes, and she's so annoyed. Annoyed means she's very angry. Why Emily Dickinson is very angry and just yelling that, this happy time when you are coming back. When you are coming back, this happy time should not fade away, should not diminish. Okay, this happy time should continue. And she says that, somebody is knocking at the door. I don't want any disturbance. So she has mentioned here that, April is at the door. What is the meaning of April? Means the life should go on. Now this March is going to come back, and there will be a time when March will have to go back. Right? Then April will take its place. So she doesn't want any such disturbance or change in the seasons. That means she wants her Charles to be with her forever. That is what symbolically she has mentioned in the third stanza, saying that there is someone at the door, that is April month is knocking at the door, just ask him to be away. She says, she beautifully expresses in the third stanza, saying that let April month be away. It has waited for so long time to occupy, but now when it is your turn, let the enjoyment be on. Let the enjoyment be on, and let it not diminish or fade away. Okay, so that is what in this third stanza she has described. And at last she says that, beautifully she has described the line, saying that, whatever you have done, small happiness, what you have given. What has given happiness to her? March month has given happiness to us. What is this March month? Her dear one. So the time spent with her dear one. That is Charles Wordsworth. That was the happiest time in her life. And she says that, that small happiness that she has acquired when they were together, that has again become smaller. Okay, that has again become smaller. So that has been described by the lines by saying that trifles have changed to so trivial. That means that small things have become smaller enough. Okay, then comes, she says that, the praises, every blame becomes praise, and the praise becomes mere blame. So whatever she praises those times when they were together, and let that be a blame on me. Let that be a blame, but that blame will soon descend away. Why it is going to descend? Because that praise, this blame that, you were away for so long time, that is going to change to praise when you are going to come back soon to me. Okay, so that is what beautifully she has, put the poem in nutshell, saying that, everything will change, and this blame will change to praise, and the praise will change to blame. So she is blaming on him, saying that, he left her in the midst, and she was suffering all alone. So that blame is going to change to praise. right? When he is going to come back. Who is going to come back? Here she has addressed, she is conversing to March month. And here March means it's her, she is expressing her emotions to her loved one through her expressions. Such a beautiful poem, right? So she is so lonely and she is yearning to have March back in her life. Okay, so she is earnestly and curiously waiting for March to come back so that she has so many things to share with March. And who is March? Now you know very well. So that's a summary of the poem. Here is the first stanza. Dear March, come in. How glad I am. I hoped for you before. Put down your hat. You must have walked. How out of breath you are. The meaning of these lines is, Dear March, in the first line, on the first line itself, the poetess is addressing Dear March. So affectionately she is greeting March month and welcoming it, saying that come in. I am so glad to have you back. I hoped you before. I thought that you would come before, but you have come so late. But now it is time for you to rest. That's the reason she has mentioned, saying that, put down your hat. That means you should now take off your hat. The travel time is over. Now you have to spend time with me. You must have walked so long time. You must be tired. How out of breath you are. Means now you are very tired after this traveling. After traveling means it's not travel here. The meaning of this line is, the poetess wants to say that Charles was being away from Emily for so long time. So that must have made him really tired and exhausted. So that is what she's saying, that now I'm very glad to have you back. Now it's time for you to relax and rejuvenate the time with me. And now you should just forget about just going away from me. Okay, the next stanza again she says, she addresses March again, saying that dear March, come right up. Now she doesn't want March month to go anywhere else. Now you have to come directly to me. Okay, the stairs with me, the stairs are right here. Now let us go away from everyone because I have so much to tell. That is what the poetess is mentioning and expressing here. The next stanza, I got your letter and the birds, the maples never knew. Okay, I got your letter. That is, I got to know about your arrival. You had already informed me, but no people knew about it. Okay, no one knew about it until I called and declared to everyone. And how red their faces grew. Okay, now symbolically she is saying that people may not be happy to see us together. Who is us here referring to? That is Emily Dickinson and Charles Wordsworth. Okay, they were together. So people did not like it and he had to go and to take up a job in a church. Now after a long time he is coming back. So she's saying that I have already declared to everyone. Now when I announced about your arrival, all the people were very annoyed. So that is what the poetess is expressing in this stanza. Now moving to the next stanza, she is apologizing, saying that all the happiness you had given me, small happiness, small happiness, now it has become smaller and I couldn't find any kind of happiness and I couldn't just continue remaining happy with those memories. Okay, I couldn't color my life with those happiness, with that happiness that you had rendered to me. Now there was no other purple suitable. So purple here means there was no other thing that gave me happiness to me, right? You took it all with you. All my happiness you had taken it away with you. Now as you are coming back, I am again glad. It is restoring back, right? I am again happy. Now moving to the next. Who knocks? Who knocks? She is asking the question. Who knocks? That April lock the door. She is instructing. Now she is annoyed because she doesn't want any disturbance. Now she is very angry that now April is already waiting. Somebody is waiting for his arrival. Right? April is already waiting to take his place. But I am not going to let anyone take the place and just occupy themselves with you. Engross themselves with you. Now it is time for me. I will not be pursued. I don't want anyone to chase me. Means she wants the time she had been waiting for with Charles to continue alone without any disturbance. He stayed away a year to call when I am occupied. So, who is knocking? Let the April month be away. So, whoever is waiting for Charles, let them be away. Now, I'm not going to let you be away from me because I want you to be with me. I don't want anyone to chase us because you stayed away for a year. Now, when I am occupied, who is there to disturb? You cannot disturb me. So it is, she is with annoyance, she is just expressing these lines. Now the last stanza. But trifles look so trivial. But trifles look so trivial as soon as you have come. So the trifles means the little things, the little issues that she was overcoming or that she was facing, the struggles that she was facing, it has now become so smaller. Okay, the trifles, the problems, the struggles now look so trivial, means it has become so smaller as soon as you have come. Now you have come, so the struggles are going to die. The struggles are going to fade away from my life. That blame is just as dear as praise. So whatever I am blaming about you, so this is called as antimetabole. What is called as antimetabole? Antimetabole means any phrase that is being used in a reverse manner in the second line. That is called as like a blame and praise, and in the next line you see praise and blame. So it has been, these phrases are reversed. So that is called as antimetabole. This is also one of the figures of speech. So she says that whatever I have blamed, so this blame can be taken as a praise and the praise as mere as blame. Okay, don't take the praises. Let the praises be taken as mere as a blame. So these are praises actually. So whatever she says, she is expressing her happiness when Charles is together or Charles stays with her, right? So she, let that not be taken as a blame, she says. Okay, so the praise, it just seems to be so small as blame, and a blame is just as dear as praise. Okay, so let blame be taken as a praise, and the praise may not be compared with blame. So that is the ending lines of this poem. So beautifully explained and expressed by the poetess Emily Dickinson. So I hope the poem is clear to you, children. So stanza wise, I have shared the summary to you and even the introduction and the content of the poem. I hope it's clear too. So please understand it. Thank you so much.